Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Georgia, went to school, got an education as a black man, and soon made his word very clear. Through the mid-20th century, King became a pastor. There he learned even more about how wrong America was with their civil rights. He became a civil rights leader in the Civil Rights Conference, creating the Civil Rights Conference. This conference would hold a nonviolent protest in attempting to regain the equality throughout the people. The event of Rosa Parks was one that really sparked the movement to lead Mr. King to flex the power of the colored people and show how they can be just as strong, if not stronger, than any other man and shall be treated as such. Rosa Parks was a strong-minded person, just like Martin Luther King, and her actions sparked Mr. King's even more the day that she got on that bus and would not move just because a white person thought they deserved to see more than her. Sitting on the back of the bus was a disgrace to the black community, and Martin Luther King heard this disgrace and wanted to put a stop to it. As he said in his speech, "I have a dream," he stated he wanted this country to be what the government painted the picture of it to be. It was supposed to be free with equality to all people, and King was not going to stop until he captured the dream that the United States had painted the picture of. He preached this is not how God wanted people to be. He wanted everyone to be able to live free and not be scared of their neighbor or the general public, but he wanted everyone to be understanding and live happy in a fearless life. The only fear they should have is the one at their judgment day. That is what Martin Luther King was known for. He brought together a race of people, picked them up out of the ditches, and put a little birdie in their ear, building up all the hope, strength, and fighting for equality among all people, including blacks. He was the most determined civil rights leader, tackling the largest obstacle any one man could possibly do at this point in time. When Martin Luther King gave that speech about his dream is when the times started changing. No one knew any better than that blacks were not as equal to whites. On that day, everyone saw one of the bravest men stand up in front of America and tell it how it's supposed to be, how he saw God put it in front of him. Martin Luther King took the bull by the horns with no fear and said what needed to be said. After Martin Luther King made his speech, he was receiving a lot of threats everywhere. He would go by the strong racist communities. This scared Mr. King. He would receive phone calls warning him to get out while he still had a chance, that people were coming to kill him if he didn't listen to them. But as a pastor, Mr. King turned to his religion and spoke out. He received an answer back of "Don't be afraid." From there on, Mr. King never ran. He would stand his ground stronger than he ever needed to in the past and not fear death because he knew that God was there to help protect him. Until he was murdered, it was tragic. One of the threats finally came true. Martin Luther King was murdered, leaving behind his family. The family so proud of what he had accomplished and stood up against it. And then he was gone. Martin Luther King Jr. is a hero and will always be known as a hero to the United States of America, one of the most loyal and right-minded people to ever attack civil rights in this country since the beginning.